Gigi here. I'm here to do the second installment of my cruise video series. I have been collaborating with Busy Being Jen. She is on a cruise, I think right now, to Denmark and different places. So check out her channel. I'll link it below. This is only my second video in the series because she has been uploading such incredible content. I couldn't think of anything else to say about going on a cruise. All right, I'm going to be going in September. And a funny thing happened last month that made me start on a new journey of getting in shape. And here's how it was. Oh, that's what this video is about, getting in shape. It can be for a cruise, it can be for a vacation, and you might be thinking, you know, it's almost fall. What's the point of getting in shape now? Most people try to get in shape for the summertime. Well, think about it this way. If you lose weight now in the fall, then you can enter into the holidays without as much fear. But if you stay heavy and then go into the holidays, you're just going to get heavier, and then it's just going to be worse come January 1st. So think about it that way. There's never a bad time to get into shape. I have never, ever been one to work out on a consistent basis. But what happened to me a couple of weeks ago really spurred me on. I was getting ready to go to a trip to Florida. If you haven't seen my vlog on my Florida, Texas vlog for July, check it out. I'll link it up here. And I was trying on something in my closet. I don't know what it was. And I looked in the mirror and my legs just looked horrible. And this is superficial. I know that. I get that. I'm thankful for my legs. They work perfectly, but they just did not look good. You know, I'm getting up there in age. So I just decided, you know, it's now or never. What I noticed on my leg was not only, now I'm talking like my thighs, not only cellulite, but the skin has started to sag above the knees, so it looks like they're crepey. So I've coined a new phrase for my situation. It's called crepulite. It's like the worst thing you can have. And I was horrified. I went on to Florida and figured I'll deal with it when I get home, but I do want to look better in a bathing suit for the cruise. So that was kind of mulling around in my mind. Then I went to Austin. My friend Deanne and I were staying right downtown, and Saturday morning, the wedding that we were attending was that night. She said, let's go for a walk on Town Lake. So we took off walking right out of the hotel, walked over to Town Lake, took a long walk, and we were noticing all these people on the river. It looks like a river, but it's a lake. I think they changed the name to Ladybird Lake. I'm not sure. But we were seeing people paddleboarding and canoeing and rowing and kayaking, and I just felt old and yucky seeing the sparkly water, and everything was amazing. And right as I'm thinking all this, looking out over that beautiful water, even though it was 100 degrees, we came up to the place to rent paddleboards and kayaks. And I looked at Deanne and I said, let's do it. And she said, well, I've only kayaked once. And I said, I don't care. I've never kayaked. We're doing it. We walked right over there, plopped down the credit card, and rented a kayak for two. Okay, Deanne and I just made a last-minute decision to kayak. She is my leader here. Woohoo! We're in Austin. I promise I've got a paddle too. So anyway, just wanted to show y'all what was going on, and it's just super fun. Oh my gosh, having a great time. Bye. And we kayaked on that river, on the water for a little over an hour, and we had so much fun. It felt so good to be rowing and using it just felt wonderful. And I thought, I'm missing life. I am missing life by not being outside doing what young people do. It's not too late. So that really spurred me on. Another thing that spurred me on was that afternoon, she kept looking at her phone. My friend Deanne and Sandra were looking at their phone, and I said, what do y'all keep looking at? And they go, oh, it's our human app. And I said, what is that? And this is an app that keeps track of how much you move around during the day. If you walk, it tells you how far you walked. If you're moving, it tells you how many minutes you moved throughout the day. I was fascinated by this, so I downloaded it. I got home from Austin late Sunday night, and Monday morning I turned on my app and I went for a walk. So here are the things that I am doing right now. until after Thanksgiving because I have a second cruise near Thanksgiving time. So I'm going to keep this up until then and probably further on. I've already seen a difference. I've been doing it for 3 weeks. So let me tell you what I'm doing to improve my legs. Number one, every single day I dry brush my legs. I've heard that stimulates your circulation and might help with cellulite. I have no idea about the science of that, but why not? I'm doing that every single day, usually morning and evening. Another thing I'm doing is I'm walking 3, sometimes 5 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week. It just depends on the schedule and the rain, which it's fixing to pour. This morning, it was raining when I woke up and I thought, well, I'm not going to go walking. And at 9 o'clock, it cleared for about an hour. I got right out there. Just walking right here in my neighborhood. It's very, very pleasant. I'm walking 1.5 miles to 2.5 miles. Another thing I'm doing 3 times a week-ish is I'm doing a workout on Pop Sugar website. They have a million workouts. It's a 10-minute workout for your legs called Look Good in Your Leggings. It's a killer, but it's making a difference, y'all. These things do make a difference. I used to think they really didn't, but they do. Another thing I do every single day, this is probably the best thing I'm doing, honestly, for my legs, is I have a really steep, tall stairway in my house to go up to the second floor where I have 2 guest rooms. And I very rarely climb the stairs because I don't need to go up there very often except to get ready for guests. And Wes has moved out, so I'm hardly ever up there at all. I started off climbing the stairs 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the afternoon, just up and down, up and down, up and down. Well, then really quickly, like the 3rd day, I increased it to 5 flights in the morning and 5 in the afternoon. Sometimes I do 5 in the middle of the day if I just feel like it. And last night I upped it to 10 flights. If I can, I do 10 at once and then throw in another 5 whenever I want. It's amazing how quickly your body responds. So the only other things I'm doing is I'm making sure I keep my legs moisturized. That certainly makes a good impression. And also I haven't self-tanned in a long time because I'm outside a lot. But I will be self-tanning for the cruise because the old saying goes, tan fat looks better than white fat. So that is my routine. That's the things I'm doing right now. I wish I had taken a before and after photo because like I said, this is week 3 and I'm already seeing a difference, like a real difference. So it's very exciting. I encourage you to do the same thing if you want to get in shape. I mean, I'm not just working my legs. You know, the stairs works your booty, works everything really. And I don't know, it just feels good. And the bonus of the whole thing, and part of this is because of my acupuncture, but of course I haven't been there in a month. But I am sleeping like a rock. And I think it's just because I'm tired from all the stuff I'm doing. So climb 15 flights of stairs in a day and you might get tired too. Helps you sleep, helps you feel good. There's no down to it. Do it now before it's too late. Hi, there is one more thing I wanted to add. Because I'm starting off this workout, I am taking it slow and easy. And I'm being extremely, extremely careful. I hold on to the handrail on the stairs, not going up because I'll end up pulling myself up by flight 10, right? But when I come down, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. I am holding the handrail coming down. I am being extremely careful because a lot of my friends have broken bones when they start working out. But you just must be careful because you're not 20, you're not 30, you might not even be 40 anymore. So caution, caution, caution. When I am doing the leg workout, you know what? I might modify it a little bit. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm not trying to get in shape in 2 weeks. I am being careful because the worst thing to me is to get an injury. Another thing I wanted to add about being careful is when you are walking, if you're walking outside, try to walk on the street. I don't know about your neighborhood, but the homes around here, the trees are huge. and they have, all the roots have gone to the sidewalks, and the sidewalks are very, you know, up and down. You know, some of them will be lifted like an inch, and you could so easily trip. And one of my friends reminded me of that and said, whatever you do, walk on the street where it's just smooth. And I have found that to be the biggest difference, because sometimes you're not looking down and you don't want to look down the whole time you're walking. So make sure you find a smooth surface to walk on, because it's treacherous out here at least. So I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in.